Hello and welcome back to another episode of the On the Sideline podcast of Jackson and Kyle. I am Jackson, and I'm joined here, as always, by the man who, if Bill Polian ever goes missing, might need an alibi. Kyle, how's it going?
Doing fantastic. Yeah, not as good as Bill Belichick. What a week for him that was. Whatever. It's fine.
Okay, I guarantee you on this show, on this award show, we will not have the worst choice that was made this week.
Yeah, there won't be the worst take here, that's for sure. There will be some hot takes, but I don't know about the worst take.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? I mean, we can start with that. How Bill Belichick, not a first ballot Hall of Famer, is like, doesn't even really make sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's just really no logical explanation for it. If you're actually going to punish him for Spygate, then I don't know. Like, these people do the research on this stuff. Like, yes, it's against the rules. He got punished for it, all that kind of stuff. If you actually thinks that enhanced the Patriots that much that it should tarnish his legacy forever, just get real. I mean, it's whatever. But yeah, it's just like that is quite egregious. And yeah, so here we are. Bill Belichick, I guess, will be a second ballot Hall of Famer with the second most wins in NFL history and the most Super Bowls by a coach.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. Kyle, we have a very hashtag fun show going on here as we are going to go through. We're going to give our awards. Usually we do this the final regular season, but we figured since usually we have like an off-season podcast here, but let's just put it at this spot. So we're going to go through our All-Pros. We have MVP, Coach of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, all that good stuff. Some other ones that we added that should be fun. And then we're also at the end of this going to give our we're going to do a draft of top 10 players most likely to win Super Bowl MVP. So that'll be fun as well. So stick to the end for that. Kyle, did I miss anything? Are we good?
I think we're good. Yeah. I mean, I guess if we have extra time at the end, we can figure something to talk about. But I think we got plenty to talk about here.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. Let's just jump into it. Let's start with All Pros. I think we should start here because it would give away some of the All Pros if we start with some of the awards. So let's start here. Now, I sent you a list of what I did. Did you do the same thing I did for all the picks?
Yes, I copied you. I didn't do a second team, so I hope that's okay.
Okay. I decided to mostly just because I wanted to be able to mention more people, but I did do a second team. But yeah, that's totally fine. And let's skip quarterback for, I think, obvious reasons, right? Because that would just give away MVP.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. So yeah, we'll do the quarterback at the end with our MVP ballot. Because unlike the voters, we are not going to do there's no participation award for our first team All-Pro. First team All-Pro will also be my MVP.
Yeah. We have let's start with the most important award of all, worst man of the year. We're gonna get there. We'll get there, Michael. Don't worry. But first, let's start off with running back. So I more or less copied what the actual NFL does. They have so many edge rush positions. I cut a couple of those down, but other than that, it's mostly the same thing. There are two running back positions. Kyle, I'll start with this. I'll say that I ended up picking three running backs. I put one for the flex as well. My three first team: Devon Achane, Bijan Robinson, and I put James Cook in as the flex. I also put Christian McCaffrey in as my second team flex. Jahmyr Gibbs and Jonathan Taylor round out my second team.
Yeah, those are basically all the guys I've considered. I have two with you on my first team. I have Bijan Robinson, I have Devon Achane, and I have Christian McCaffrey as our flex. Maybe I was just taking that a little too literally because he's the most flexiest kind of running back imaginable. I mean, the 2,000 all-purpose yards, the insane receiving numbers. So I have him there. And then, yeah, for running backs, I have Achane and Robinson, two just absolute game changers. But all these running backs are really good. We mentioned Cook was probably my next guy up. I mentioned Gibbs was in the conversation. Taylor, I think, fell off a little bit to end of the year, but he was still always in the mix because he was so great to start the season. And then the other guy, too, just give a shout out because he's been fantastic this year. The touches are really his big thing is Kenneth Walker. He would have been my seventh guy, but he just didn't get the touches that these guys got in the workload.
Yeah. McCaffrey was such a weird one because I get what you mean. Like, he was so good into receiving. I feel like I almost wonder if you would consider transitioning him to slot receiver, as crazy as it sounds, because I just feel like I don't know if he's quite as dominant in the running game, which is why I decided to go with the other three. But He's such a force. It's kind of, I don't know what to do. He's the only player like him right now in the NFL.
Yeah, he still finds so many ways to be effective in like okay,
Mhm.
so yeah, he's like the as far as pure runner, he's like what, the 12th best running back in the league now? And that's like that's fine. But you add in his passing where he is still, the number one guy as far as that goes. And it brings him to a whole nother level. It really does. So yeah, he they are so creative with how they use him. And I think he deserves a ton of credit too for the early part of the season when Brock Purdy went down, basically all of their receivers went down. Part of his rushing stats is those boxes he was facing in those situations were going to be a lot heavier than usual, and he still put up good numbers, and he still kept that team afloat in a lot of ways, especially offensively, with the way he played.
Yeah. Let's go to fullbacks. Who'd you pick for fullback?
Patrick Ricard. I think he was the best one this season. This wasn't quite the strong Juszczyk season, although he's still more involved in the passing game. So I do have Ricard. I think he is he's basically a sixth offensive lineman out when he's out there. And when you have him in front of Derrick Henry, it's unfair.
Yeah, Ricard was my second team. I did go Kyle Juszczyk. I just feel like Juszczyk does more. Like I get it in terms of it's weird. Like if I'm just counting what your fullback reps, then I would give it to Ricard. But like, I mean, Kyle Juszczyk was the best player that is a fullback in my opinion.
Yes, he is. He is
Mm-hmm.
because he's still so involved in that offense. I just don't think he was as good of a blocker as Ricard this year.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Let's go to the wide receivers. I guess I'll give my first team and then see if you agree or disagree. I think two were kind of obvious. Puka Nacua and JSN kind of had to be top two. I went Pickens for my third receiver.
No problem with that. Pickens was in the mix for me. So was Amon-Ra St. Brown. I ended up going with Jamar Chase, who still, despite everything that went on with the Bengals, Joe Burrow missing all that time, still put up some pretty awesome numbers. He's a weird guy because he'll have these 17 catch 200-yard days, and you're just like, oh, that's going to skew your statistics. But the statistics are awesome, and he's just so good, and he can absolutely take over games. So yeah, I have Jamar Chase along with Nacua and Smith and Jigba, and yeah, Pickens just missed out for me.
Yeah, also you got to pick. I had to pick Pickens because I don't want him to angrily tweet at us or make an angry Instagram post.
I mean, if he wants to do that, that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
yeah, we'll take that.
Go ahead and at me, George Pickens. I didn't have you on my first team All Pro.
Yeah, we'll see if he does. Yeah, for second team, I did kind of struggle with a sixth spot. So I Chase and Amon-Ra were my two of my three second team. I went Ted McMillan for my second team wide receiver. Like it's weird. There really isn't another a great sixth spot there. So I was just I don't know. I feel like what he did in that Panthers offense, he's a really big part of it. I'll throw him on there.
That's definitely a hot take. I don't necessarily mind it though. I mean, that is a he was so good this season, so I don't have any problem with it. Maybe a spoiler for your future picks here coming up. I went Chris Olave. Chris Olave I thought was really good in that Saints offense, which didn't have a lot going for it this season, and I just thought he did a lot for that team as well.
Yeah, I guess the thing. Yeah, I get it. It's just there really isn't it's weird. Where it's who else is there? You bring up Chris Olave. It's who else is is Zay Flowers into consideration? If you look at the receiving leaders, there really isn't a lot of Nico Collins who played 15 games. Maybe there just isn't CeeDee Lamb played 14 games. I don't know. I just felt McMillan did so much for that offense that's why I put him there.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I mean, I probably would have done Nico Collins otherwise, but I don't know. That team was just so weird, man. I don't know how to evaluate that team exactly.
Yeah, it's weird. Really, I think there's kind of five guys that should be in the mix. But yeah. Tight ends. Kyle, this is an obvious one. Trey McBride, right?
Yeah, it's Trey McBride. George Kittle was my second team, but he also missed time. But it's Trey McBride. He was by far the best tight end in football this season. An absolute machine. Great blocking, 10 yards per attempt, catching 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. He is due for he should be talked about a lot more in NFL circles. He is a legitimate superstar and one of the best at the position right now.
Yeah, I went with a hot take for my second team. This is I went Colston Loveland. Once again, I'm going for rookie here. I think what he did was, I mean, I know he got off to a bit of a slow start, but there was a point when he was just the guy for the Bears. It felt like down to towards the end of the regular season, and he was also just a really good blocker this year. So
Yeah.
I felt like the guys ahead of him, I'm like, I mean, listen, the guy who actually won the award, Kyle Pitts. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I didn't think like Kyle Pitts doesn't really block. Like I think I wanted Loveland. I decided to go Loveland here.
Yeah, no, it's not an insane take at all. I kind of like it. Colson Loveland's name will come up later on the show, for sure. Spoiler, but yeah, I think he was fantastic this season for the Bears. And once he got going in the pass game, he was as elite as it gets, and it just took a while for that to get going.
Yeah. Let's could probably power through some of these offensive linemen. I don't know how many people are too interested in it. Do we want to just go through? I guess we could. Let's do the first. Let's just do the tackles. For the I went Trent Williams for left tackle, Panay Sewell for right tackle. My two second team, Garrett Bowles, and I guess Colton McKivitz was the guy I landed on for right tackle, who I thought was pretty good. Again, it's similar to the second team wide receiver, where I'm just like, I got to pick somebody for right tackle. Kind of a down year for right tackle, but McKivitz had a good year. I'll give him the nod.
For first team.
Second team,
Oh
Panay
yeah,
first team.
yeah. I was gonna say, yeah. No, I don't necessarily disagree. I ended up going with Darnell Wright. I thought he had a good season for the Bears,
Hmm.
for the second team, or that
Oh,
was the
okay.
guy I considered. Sorry,
Mhm.
but no,
Right.
it's Garrett Bowles and Penei Sewell are my first team. I also had Trent Williams and I had Darnell Wright. Those are my two second team guys that I considered. But yeah, they were. I think that the first team guys were very clear for tackle spots for me this season,
Yeah,
especially with the injuries to like Lane Johnson, stuff like that.
yeah. Tristan Wirfs also missed significant time. I think he was PFF's highest graded offensive lineman, but he missed too much time. For interior, I went Quentin Nelson as the left guard, Creed Humphrey for center, and Quinn Miernitz for the right guard. Joe Thuney, Tyler Linderbaum, and Chris Lindstrom were my three second team.
I have the exact same thing, except I have Joe Thuney first team and Quentin Nelson second team.
Hmm. Gotcha.
Really chalk offensive line. I felt like this season.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like anything beyond that grouping is kind of a hot take. Outside of right tackle second team, that's like up for debate.
Yeah.
Like everything else feels like it's pretty chalk at that group for this season.
Yeah, that's the one everyone I'm sure is leading all the sports shows. Who deserves second team All Pro for right tackle?
Yeah, I mean that's number one on first take. I'd love to hear Stephen A. Smith's thoughts.
I think so. I think he's been grinding a lot of right tackle tape recently. Kyle, edge rushers. Where'd you go? Three edge rushers. Who'd you pick for your first team?
Three edge rushers. I didn't have too much fuss about this. The first two were absolute locks for me. It's Myles Garrett, absolute insane season, break the sack record. Will Anderson Jr., absolute menace this season, most impactful player on the best defense this year. And then I also have put Nick Bonito. I think that third edge rush spot is definitely up for grabs for a lot of people. Micah Parsons, Aiden Hutchinson were also in the mix for me. Parsons, just obviously with the injury late in the season, I knocked him a little bit for Benito. Otherwise, I think he would have been there. So I put Benito over him in that spot.
Yeah, we're similar here. I put Benito as second team. I put Hutchinson above him. I think Hutchinson just has more of an impact play in, play out basis. Although I do think Benito has just the ability to turn his pressures into sacks at a little bit better of a rate. Parsons and Daniel Hunter were my other two second team, and then Garrett and Anderson were locks for first team.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think it's definitely those guys. It's just the order for the last four, right? Last 3 or 4 spots. The first two should be, put in pen for everybody. Everything else beyond that. All of them are fantastic. I do agree with the Hutchinson thing, but I also just think that like Benito's so important to the Broncos in a lot of ways. I know they got the great secondary, but like he is really their pass rushing force, and like they led the league in sacks this season as a team. And I just think he played a huge part in that overall.
I don't disagree. I think Hutchinson was still a better player.
Yeah, fair. I mean, it's it's definitely up for debate, but yeah, I mean, he I think down to down, he is a better player, more impactful.
Michael asked, "What about Brian Burns?" Yeah, I mean, I think he's like second in sacks. I think he might have gotten, I think first or second team All Pro. I mean, I don't know. I just think that like I don't think he was that great this year. I think he got a lot of sacks, but I don't think he was as good as the top 6.
He started out insane, but he's another guy that I thought like the numbers kind of cooled down. He was, like you said, he was still getting a couple of sacks, but like, I mean, part of it is probably too like you're 2-10. Like you're probably not putting as much effort into the run game at that point, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
So I think that played a part in it too. But like he started insane, but yeah, I think he tailed off a little bit compared to these other guys.
Let's do interior defensive line now. I'll go first. My three first team: Cam Hayward of the Steelers, Jeffrey Simmons of the Titans, and then Leonard Williams, who's playing in the Super Bowl for the Seattle Seahawks.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah. Williams would have been in my mix, or he was in my mix. There was a few guys in my mix actually for that spot, but I did have Cameron Hayward. I thought was insane. I have Kobe Turner and Quinnen Williams for those other spots. But yeah, I think that there were a few other guys that could have been in the mix. Jeffrey Simmons, like you said, Leonard Williams. But yeah, I think that Quinnen Williams was really good for the Jets, and then instantly had an impact for Dallas and was really good. Kobe Turner, I mean that his interior pass rushing is just insane. And then Hayward's just a freak at this point. I mean, what he's doing at this age, I mean, this could honestly be a career year for Cameron Hayward. He was that good.
Yeah, I was with you. I had those two guys as second team, Quinton Williams and Kobe Turner. If I was second team, give it to Vita Vea. Why not?
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's
Mm,
always impactful in his own way.
yeah, hard to evaluate how much value he adds because just such a unique player. But went there. Linebackers here, and whenever we get to the flex, because we have a defensive flex as well, just you can add yours in. But I did not have it for linebacker, which is not the strongest linebacker year. I ended up landing
Mm-mm.
on Zach Bond and Jack Campbell for my two first team. Second team, I went to Mario Davis and Nick Bolton.
Yeah, I mean, this one's definitely up for debate for me. I love Demario Davis. I love everything he does, but he just missed the cut for me. I ended up going Zach Bond and Devin Lloyd. I do agree. Again, it's another one where I think Campbell down to down was probably better than Devin Lloyd. But like, I also think the impact of having 5 interceptions at the linebacker spot is really impactful.
Yeah,
Like those numbers do matter at some point when you have 5 interceptions, including some that long defensive touchdown, things like that. So I ended up putting Devin Lloyd just over him, but Campbell also had a great year. But yeah, it's Bond and Lloyd for me.
yeah. It's always that challenge of how do you determine the splash plays versus kind of the simpler stuff. Let's do corners now. You go first. Anyone who made your corner all pro, we'll do slot corner, and if there's a flex there, who did you put in?
Okay, yeah. No flex for me yet. That's going to be safe for the last. I have Devin Witherspoon and Mike Jackson as my outside corners. You could debate Devin Witherspoon at a couple different positions. I guess if you wanted to cheat, you could move him inside the slot, but he played more on the outside, and he was really good on the outside. He was 0.6 yards per pass attempt or per route run against him on outside. He was really, really good out there. And yeah, so I have those two out there, and I have Cooper DeJean in the slot corner spot. Quinyon Mitchell was probably one of my toughest omissions just in general across all the all pro lists. I thought he was really good this year. Sauce Gardner was also really good this year, just missed a bunch of time. So yeah, that's why I got, like I said, Witherspoon, Mike Jackson, and Cooper DeJean.
Yeah. No, apparently Michael doesn't like the Mike Jackson pick, but you're going to continue to not like it because I had him as second team. I had four corners. My flex was a corner as well. I went Jaquan McMillan for slot. Cooper DeJean was my second team. For my corners, I went Devin Witherspoon and Quinyon Mitchell, and then my two second team were Surtain and Mike Jackson. My flex, I went with your guy Christian Gonzalez as my flex first team.
Yeah. There's definitely an interesting debate. We talk about how fluky corner is year to year. And like you could bring up guys like Gonzalez, like Sertan, like Stingley, who all had really like productive seasons, but like I think like the advanced numbers on them probably weren't as like impactful as they were in years past. But they're still really good, and I think their reputation deserves it. But yeah, I think year to year, it could fluctuate. And then Gonzalez missed some times. That docked him a little bit for me too. But absolutely no debate. He's been awesome this year.
Yeah. Let's go to the safeties now. Let's round out the defense. Why don't you go first?
Yeah, I got Kyle Hamilton at safety. I got Antonio Johnson at safety, another high impact. I think you could also obviously argue Jalen Petrie, but I had him on second team. And then for my flex, again, probably taking flex a little too literally, but this is probably the flexiest defender out there. The Chargers do so many different things with him. I have Derwin James. He is just kind of everywhere on that defense, makes plays in the run, the pass, all that kind of stuff. So Hamilton, Johnson, and Derwin James.
Yeah, it was weird. Derwin James got he got the award at slot corner, which I'm like, I'm not sure that's how I would describe him. So yeah, I think flex kind of works there. My second team flex was Xavier McKinney. My first team safeties, I went Kyle Hamilton and Kevin Byard with Jalen Petrie and Cameron Curl. Rounded out my second team. Cameron Curl had a good year with the Rams, so give
Yeah.
him a shout out.
Yeah, absolutely had a good year. So absolutely no problem with that. And yeah, I think that this was a strong safety season. I thought a lot of really good candidates for that one. Strong secondary year in general. The linebackers to me, I probably if I wanted to, I would have put all secondary and no linebackers this season.
Yeah, it was a weird year for linebackers. Someone says DJ not being first team is whack. Do you agree? Daniel Jones not being first team is whack.
Yeah, no, I do not.
Okay, is that I don't know who DJ is.
Surely not DJ Reed. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, special teams. I figured let's do kicker and punter. I'll just give mine. I went Chase McLaughlin, second team All Pro kicker. Cam Little, first team All Pro kicker. You kicked the two longest kicks in field goal in football history. You got to get a first team All Pro. Jordan Stout was my All Pro punter. My first team All Pro punter. Rigoberto Sanchez, second team All Pro punter. I looked at the first and second in net yards per punt, and that's how I came to my conclusion there, Kyle.
fair. I did Daniel Whelan, who just had a bunch of touchbacks and long punts. He led the league in punt average. It's not my fault that the Packers are bad everywhere else special teams, and they can't cover some of his punts. That's a user error, not his error. And then I have Brandon Aubrey, who also makes a lot of really long field goals,
Yeah.
and is just more accurate. He's more accurate than Cam Little. He does get the benefit of indoors, I get it, but he is accurate. So yeah, Aubrey and Whelan.
Yeah, it's Aubrey's weird where it's like he sometimes has too big of a leg for his own good because then his average goes down because he misses like I don't think he missed a single one under 50, but he did miss like 6 over 50. So it's a little weird there. But yeah, he's very good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Gets to play in a dome though, not like Chase McLaughlin.
yeah, I that is true. I had I did not have second team. I didn't want to do that much work for kickers and punters.
That's fair. I understand. Kyle, that is our all pros. Now we can get into I think the meat of this video. Do we want to save MVP for late like how we do it usually or do you want to well, I think the way the award show usually goes is they have the like best man. I think it's still the second to last award. So even when they say that it's the most important, they don't mean it when they do the show. Should we do it? Should we have the worst man be second to last, MVP be last? Should we go that way?
Yeah, that's fine with me. Yeah. So do we start with our playoff MVP award winners or?
Yeah, sure, we can do that. I'll have. So what I did was I have candidates for each of these, and then my official pick. Do you have something similar?
I have a top 3 for each award except for Defensive Player of the Year, where I have a top 4 because I think 3 and 4 are tied.
Okay, gotcha. Well, let's do the NFC. Let's start in the NFC. Who are your candidates, and who did you end up picking for the playoff MVP?
All right. So first of all, I don't know if you did it the same way. This is just my process. There are no Jerry West Finals MVP awards here for losers.
Okay.
I don't care. I like wins and losses. I don't care about wins and losses as much during the regular season for impact. Playoffs, though, it's all about winning. So I only have winning teams in my candidates list.
I did the
Seahawks
opposite.
and Patriots.
I have both my winners aren't in the Super Bowl.
Well, that's different. Yeah, so I only have Seahawks and Patriots guys for this one. So number 3, I have Kenneth Walker, monster first game, 3 touchdowns in that one, really impactful. Honestly, could have been higher. Number 2, I have Sam Darnold, who had 2 really solid games, productive games, had a legacy game in that Rams one, got them to the Super Bowl. But number 1, I thought he was the most impactful player in their biggest game of the year, which was that third Rams game, the final one. It's Jackson Smith-Njigba. I thought he was just way too impactful in that game, absolutely dominated anybody he went against. And I can't stress enough, the Rams did everything they could to stop him. They changed everything on him every single play, it felt like at times. They were putting linebackers to chip him at the line of scrimmage, do all these different things, and he still got open every time, caught the ball every time. Just absolutely insane season. So JSN is my NFC playoff MVP.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think he was one of my candidates. He's my only Seahawks candidate, so it makes sense that he would be if you're only picking the Seahawks. When I was doing this, I came to the conclusion of this should be a thing. This should exist because it's fun, and I think especially if you don't only give it to the winning team, you can there's a lot of different teams, a lot of different it's like. Well, we'll talk about it, but there's like someone was like, well, they lost in the divisional round. Should they really make it? But it's like, well, not that many teams actually play 3 games to get here, which is kind of interesting because the Seahawks only played 2 games, and so did the Broncos. I went with JSN as my candidate. I also had Puka Nakua as a candidate, but I gave Matthew Stafford the playoff MVP. I just thought he was like, especially in that last game, but even in like that Panthers game, he was like, such a force. It was a little bit cool during the Bears game in more ways than one, but he did make the key plays when he had to. So Stafford is my NFC playoff MVP.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely valid. If you were going to go off, open it up to everybody. He was really good. And even in that Bears game, he came up with some of the biggest throws. I mean, a no-look right hash to the sideline throw to Devontae Adams to help win the game. That's kind of just insane stuff in his worst game of the playoffs. So yeah, I thought he was really good, and that's a deserving one for him too. I think he absolutely should be in the conversation, but we only celebrate winners for the playoffs. I'm sorry.
Well, we're going to celebrate a couple more losers when we get to the AFC MVP. Kyle, I'll go first this time. So I did have a winner that made my top 3. I went with Carlton Davis III. Had the 2 picks against the Texans, so I figured that makes sense to put him on. It's weird. There isn't a standout for the Patriots. I consider Ramondre Stevenson maybe. I'm interested in seeing where you're going to go with it. Pat Surtain, my other candidate, but I went Will Anderson Jr. as my pick, a guy who didn't even make the conference championship, but like he was ridiculous in both of these 2 games and was, I think, clearly like the most outstanding player in the AFC playoffs for me. So he was my pick.
Yeah, he had a showing out performance. Absolutely dominated the Patriots. Absolutely dominated the Steelers. No debate there. I mean, in those 2 games, he was amazing. So no problem. But we only celebrate winners here for the playoffs. So obviously, there's not a lot of offensive candidates for the Patriots from these 3 games. I think that's justified. Their kicker missed 2 kicks in the AFC Championship game. He's not going to make it either. Not that I'd ever pick a kicker. However, this defense was very impactful. They frustrated a lot of quarterbacks this postseason. They got 3 dubs. They're in the Super Bowl for a reason. 2 guys I think were really impactful to start. You mentioned one of them. He's my number 2 on the list. That's Carlton Davis III. 2 picks in that Texans game, like you said, really impactful in coverage in all 3 games. Basically was silenced one side of the field against the Broncos. Snow definitely helped there. Milton Williams coming back from injury, really rejuvenating this run defense. He deserves his credit as well. But this team wasn't just good in coverage. This team wasn't just good against the run. They were good everywhere on defense. And there was one guy who made, I thought, high impact on both of those aspects of the defense this season, postseason. In all 3 games, it felt like he was always making the right play and the big play. And that is a rookie. That is Craig Woodson, the safety for the New England Patriots. I was super impactful in this this postseason. Like I said, if you needed him to come up and stuff the run, he did that. If you needed him to break up a 4th and 1 pass against the Broncos, get an interception against the Texans, he did that too. It seemed like every game he was in the right place at the right time when the Patriots really needed to stop, whether it was the run or the pass. So Craig Woodson is my AFC playoff MVP. Go Pats.
Okay. I think Will Anderson was a little better.
Sure, but we don't celebrate losers here in the playoffs.
No Christian Gonzalez love?
Christian Gonzalez was very good. He also got torched a couple times in that Denver game. So,
yeah, yeah, I get it. Is it considering it all? Do you kind of have to stretch a little bit to figure out 3 guys for your favorite team that made it through here?
The offense wasn't great. I'll admit, need some work there. But hey, I think these are the clear 3 best defensive players from the postseason, and you could put Christian Gonzalez in that mix too.
Yeah, maybe. Let's move on, Kyle. Protector of the year. This one's fun. So I guess let's see. I went first last time, so you go first this time.
All right. Hey, my preseason pick made my top 3 and my first team All-Pro. That's Creed Humphrey. Very, very good. Maybe the only useful offensive lineman on the Chiefs this season. I thought he was fantastic again. But I went offensive tackles for my number 2 and number 1 spot. Number 2, I have Penei Sewell, who is just an absolute monster, runaway guy for the right tackle spot, I thought, for first team All Pro. The number 1 protector of the year, though, I thought it was just a little bit better in the pass protection. Penei Sewell is a monster run defender that also just kind of enhances his game. He's still a very good pass protector, but this was the best pass protector in the league this season. That's Garrett Bowles. So I have the left tackle for the Denver Broncos as my protector of the year.
Interesting. I didn't even have him as a first team All Pro, but yeah, I mean he was very good. I mean I get it. I went Trent Williams, Penei Sewell for my 2 candidates. Creed Humphrey, I decided to go with as a winner. That was the craziest take on this podcast. That was you saying that Creed Humphrey was going to win protector of the year award.
And guess what? He won right here. That's all that matters.
Of course, he'll win on my ballot. He's not going to win on the ballot. I don't even know if whoever the voters are. There's 50 voters. I'm going to guess like 37 of them know who Creed Humphrey is.
That's
just
fair.
know who he is.
Is he even a finalist for the award?
I don't know. I don't know if that's been announced yet.
Yeah. I know some of the finalists have been. But yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's true. Some of them were. But yeah, let's move on.
I'm seeking validation in my own way. That's all that matters.
Let's go to rookies. We'll do let's start off with let's start off with the offense. I think I'll go first here. I could give my guy Emeka Egbuka some love, but after that second half of the season, maybe he needs some love. But I'm not sure if I'm going to go with that. My two actually one of 3 candidates. So I already mentioned Colson Loveland and Ted McMillan. Those are both candidates, but neither one I'm actually going to give the award to. Armand Membo, another guy strongly considered tackle for the Jets, but I went with Calvin Banks Jr., left tackle for the New Orleans Saints, offensive lineman who was really good. Probably will not be winning the actual award.
Probably won't be winning the actual award and not winning my award either, unfortunately. Look, there were some really good offensive linemen, I thought, this season. For rookies at least. So they do deserve their credit. Not on my ballot, but somebody else's ballot, they should deserve some credit. I'm glad you did it.
Seems like everyone wants someone else to put it on their ballot.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. So offensive rookie of the year, I did consider Emeka Egbuka and Tyler Warren. They just fell off my list. Number 3, I have Tyler Shuck. I thought Tyler Shuck in his games that he played, 11 games, was really, really impactful. I thought he was good. I think he gives Saints something to be excited about. Number 2, I have Colson Loveland. Like you said, the blocking was really impactful to start the year. Once he came on as a pass catcher, he was almost unguardable. There's some serious Rob Gronkowski vibes there going forward. Very excited for that. And number 1, I have Ted McMillan, who at times felt like a one-man offensive machine for the Carolina Panthers. So I definitely think he deserves the award. I thought he was incredible. So yeah, Ted McMillan.
Yeah, I think if I wasn't going offensive lineman, he'd be my pick. We have a super chat. Kyle, why are you leaving this channel? I feel like this is becoming a weekly segment of Kyle explains why he's leaving the channel.
I know. I got busy stuff to do, obviously.
Yeah, Kyle's clearly. Can't just messing around doing silly stuff. Anyway, Kyle, who'd you have winning defensive rookie of the year?
All right. A couple, you had to go some deep cuts with this one because it wasn't a great defensive class to begin with. And then Travis Hunter got hurt, and that was one everybody was looking for. Look, I think there's a few really good players, though. Honestly, I came down to number 3. I have Xavier Watts, another guy who, you could probably bring up a couple other guys, defensive rookies, secondary. The Seattle kid was really good this year, but Watts also had the 5 interceptions, which I thought was impactful. Second, also Falcons, James Pierce, really good pick. I still question the process of trading a future first to get back into the late first to get him, but he had a really good season and looks like a really good player. Number 1, I think this is a landslide, honestly. Carson Schweissinger of the Cleveland Browns, really good linebacker his rookie season, and just kind of everywhere. And he fit like a glove on this defense, and this defense was really good this season. So yeah, Carson Schweissinger takes my award.
Yeah, Schweissinger was really impressive. He was also my pick for the winner. Jahad Campbell and Nick Emmanuel, the Seattle kid. Come on, Kyle. Nick Emmanuel, who was Nick Emmanuel's been awesome. I mean, the way I considered even giving him the award because he's been just fantastic the way he can play. But yeah, the two, interestingly enough, of down year for linebackers. But I guess the class is strong because I gave Canada and the winner off ball linebacker.
Yeah, Jahad Campbell also deserved. Yeah, so a lot of really good players for that mix for sure.
Let's see. So we still have offensive, defensive player of the year, MVP, coach of the year, worst man, and then we'll get into our Super Bowl MVP rankings. So let's go now to how about let's do offensive player of the year. I'll go first here. You know who I'm picking. The candidates are Puka Nacua, and I even threw Creed Humphrey on as a candidate because I like to get offensive linemen some love at this award. But of course, Trey McBride, easily the offensive player of the year.
He was a candidate for me. He
Mm-hmm.
finished number 3. He was really good. Absolutely no issue with it, though. Like you said, he's an absolute menace and one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, I mean, guy put up like Travis Kelce numbers while also being an elite level blocker. I mean, what's more to like?
Yeah, I mean, he should be the best tight end in the NFL for several years now. We'll see exactly how he progresses, but lots to really like there. He's one of the best players in the league.
Who'd you pick?
Yeah, I have like I said, I have McBride third, Puka Nacua second, and once again, Jackson Smith and Jigba I have as the offensive player of the
Sure.
year.
Mm-hmm.
Just a one man offensive force at times. They didn't really have a lot of secondary receiving. Like obviously they have the 2 really good running backs, but they didn't have a lot going for them otherwise beyond that as far as the passing game goes. And it didn't really matter. He was getting his 8 to 10 catches. He was getting his 100 yards. He was getting his touchdowns. Just an incredible leap this season. Every year it's been dramatic leaps for him, and he absolutely deserved it.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was obviously doing all these like preview videos for the Super Bowl coming up. I was trying to find a Jackson Smith and Jigba like down game to see like, okay, here's what this team did to kind of take him out of the game. It doesn't exist. There wasn't that game this year. The couple of times he didn't have great stats, it was like his team was up 40 in the first quarter and then they stopped like throwing the ball. Like that's like he was great every single week. So yeah, JSN totally could have been on the list. But yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's really not much to say about him. I mean, he's just, the strength, the speed, the route running, the hands. I mean, some of his catches out of bounds are even impressive. I mean, it's just he's the total package as far as receiver goes right now. And I can't get over the development that he has year to year.
It feels like he's like a car when someone tries to tackle him. Like when he's running down the sideline, someone like hit him and he'll still just keep running down the sideline.
Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely nuts. And Nacua is also fantastic and absolutely deserves the consideration too. Just kind of insane what these two were able to do this season, the numbers they put up.
Yeah. Let's do defensive player of the year. Kyle, I imagine there is not going to be too many surprises as to who do we have as the winner, but maybe the candidates could be interesting. Who'd you consider and who'd you go with?
Yeah. Pretty straightforward. I think the top 2. After that, I think you can get into some debates. 3 and 4 were really close for me. I thought they both just deserved a shout out for how good they were this season. I had Cameron Hayward and Devin Witherspoon as on my ballot. I thought both of them could be tied for 3rd. Both of them were really impactful this season. Number 2, I have Will Anderson Jr. He'd be a really good defensive player of the year any other year except for this year, and that's because Myles Garrett broke the sack record and was just a machine. So Myles Garrett has long cemented himself as the best defensive player in football for a few years now, and he just one-upped himself again. So Myles Garrett is my defensive player of the year.
Yeah, I don't inherently think that you should win like defensive player of the year because you break a record, but like sack record's a pretty good one to be like, it's a pretty good argument. And also I just think he was the best player anyway. I would have Garrett as well. I would have Will Anderson Jr. as one of my candidates as well. Kyle Hamilton, my other candidate.
Yeah, I mean Hamilton was really good too. I think the third candidate spot, third finalist spot, could go to a variety of different guys. Number 1 and number 2 feel like locks.
Yeah, Kyle, for both Coach of the Year and MVP, I had 5, I guess 4 candidates and 1 winner, so 5 total here because I really had a hard time nailing it down. I'm interested in where you went with Coach of the Year. There's a lot of guys you can go with.
Yeah, really kind of up to what you want to debate. Kyle Shanahan deserves a ton of credit for this season. I would have him in the mix for sure. I went with a lot of new guys for my Coach of the Year, which is could it be the expectations versus performance thing? Yes, but I also think that these guys deserve a ton of credit for what they did this season. Number 3, I have Ben Johnson. Revitalized, got as much as he could out of Caleb Williams this season. Had a really good year. This team turned it around instantly, made the playoffs. Some really good X's and O's stuff from him. Number 2, I have Mike Vrabel. Um, again, young quarterback got even better in year two. You could argue, that coaching staff was able to do a lot more, even with Drake May this season. And yeah, I think both of those guys deserve a ton of credit. The coach I have winning coach of the year, I think the difference I went with at the end of the day is those guys had second year quarterbacks that you expected leaps from, first of all, and they had huge offseason spending for both of those rosters. There's some big overhauls for both of those teams. They spent a lot of money. This team, they were aggressive in the draft. They did a lot, but ultimately, it was him kind of taking a quarterback who we weren't sure about, making him instantly better, putting him towards an MVP candidate season, fringe MVP candidate season, and made this team really, really competitive. That's Liam Cohen. I think Liam Cohen had a really, really good season with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's my coach of the year. And, by the end of the season, you could have argued Jacksonville was one of the best teams in the AFC, or if not the best performing team in the AFC the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season. And I think he deserves a ton of credit for what he did with this team, did with Trevor Lawrence, and got them to maximize their potential.
Yeah, Kyle, I thought I was going to have a hot take here, but I'm with you. I put Cohen as my number one as well. I mean, I think I also had Sean Payton as my other honorable mention, but yeah, I mean, and quite frankly, I just felt like the X's and O's were just like as good as anyone's in the league this year. Like I just watched this team, and like you said, their big addition was Travis Hunter, who got hurt early on in the season. Like this was totally a turnaround because of him in so many ways. So I was incredibly impressed with Jacksonville. I think there's a chance that if Lawrence doesn't throw that interception late, or doesn't, I guess honestly, if Lawrence doesn't fall down on that 4th and 2, I think it's possible the Jaguars are playing for the Lombardi Trophy.
Absolutely. I mean, they were the team that felt the scariest at the end of the season for sure. And yeah, how many times have we seen a trade deadline move and it just doesn't feel like it meshes immediately because it takes a while to integrate a guy into an NFL offense? They felt instantly ready to integrate Jacoby Myers into this offense, and he felt like a perfect fit. It just felt like whatever he needed to dial up, he was able to. And yeah, he maximized a lot of the, there's a lot of players on Jacksonville that are going to get paid. Like I said earlier, Devin Lloyd is a first team All Pro for me. Antonio Johnson is a first team All Pro for me. And, I think having all of that kind of get better and better was really, really impressive for him in the Jaguars.
Yeah. It was good. It didn't quite work as well when the Patriots traded for Mohamed Sanu.
No, that wasn't quite impactful.
I'm pretty sure that trade is why the teams didn't trade for another 5 years.
That's probably not wrong, honestly. What a disaster of a trade.
Yeah. Kyle, we have MVP coming up. We have our Super Bowl MVP guesses, but first, they call it the worst honor in sports, the Richie Incognito Worst Man of the Year award. Kyle, do you want here? I'll let you go first. Who did you? Do you have candidates as well?
I don't even have a candidate. This is a runaway. I have a clear-cut winner here. It's Rashee Rice.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, got suspended for 6 games because of a driving incident. Obviously driving 110 and then leaving the scene is not good. Deserved a lot of that, and then caps off the season with even worse stuff. So a lot of bad stuff going on there. Rashee Rice is absolutely my worst man of the year. Didn't even need to make a whole list of it. So that's my guy.
Yeah, I decided to go a little bit more lighthearted here, Kyle. I went with more not people that are actually bad, but so I have 2 candidates and then a winner. One of my candidates, referee Brad Allen. Brad Allen, really rough. He called the Buccaneers Panthers game one of the biggest games of the season and did just an absolutely atrocious job at it. So definitely worst man of the year candidate there. I also went Tyler Loop for missing the field goal at the end of the Steelers Ravens game, not because of who gets to make it, but because I had to then watch the Steelers and the Texans play a football game for 3 hours. So Tyler Loop, definitely a worst man of the year candidate. But Kyle, the biggest worst man of the year, Brandon Cooks, for dropping that football and letting it get ripped out of his hands. If he makes that catch, we get Bills Patriots round 3, potentially a Bills Super Bowl. Get to see how that goes. Brandon Cooks drops the ball. Literally, he is the winner for the Richie Incognito Worst Man of the Year Award 2026.
Yeah, that's not necessarily wrong. I mean, did you see the weather in New England that weekend too? There was 3 feet of snow. That would have been
great.
That would have been insane to try and play a game.
Yeah, would have been an all-timer.
Yeah, that would have been we thought the 10-7 was bad. That would have been 6-3. Yeah.
With three safeties being the winning team.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe 3-2 just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a rough game. But yeah, that's a better list than mine, that's for sure.
Yeah, you just brought the whole mood down.
Yeah, you know. I'm not taking a responsibility for Rasheed Rice's accent. That's fine.
No, you should not. Kyle, let's talk MVP. This is something that I think people will be interested in hearing where we're going here. This is a two-horse race where there are firmly people on either side. And again, this is only factoring in regular season. So we're not paying attention to what happened in the playoffs, which probably helps out one guy more than the other. Kyle, I'll give you the floor. Or actually, let's. So I'm assuming the top two are both going to be either candidates or our picks, May and Stafford. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Why don't we just talk about the other guys first, who we threw on. For my three, I did it in order. 3 through 5 was I went Justin Herbert as number 3, Jordan Love as number 4. I went Trevor Lawrence with my number 5 pick to round out my full ballot.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with any of those. Those are probably the best performing quarterbacks this season. I would have Josh Allen also in that mix. But ultimately, I had Trevor Lawrence number 3. I didn't extend it out to 5, but I would probably have it as Jordan Love and Justin Herbert as 4 and 5 as well. I thought those 3 guys were really good. But the top 2 were great. So yeah, I had Trevor Lawrence 3rd.
Who'd you have as MVP?
I had Drake May.
Mm-hmm.
I had the most statistically, if you take every advanced stat besides touchdown passes, basically all of them besides that almost favor Drake May. And the only reason that like for the most part, it was the 17 weeks that he was. The 18th week, Stafford, I think, edged him out in like yards per game, stuff like that. But he was the most statistically impressive passer this season. They won 14 games because of it. They had the number 1 offensive EPA this season because of it. Had one of the best deep ball throwing seasons in, honestly, NFL history this season. All of that was really impressive, and it unlocks so much of this offense and so much of these receivers. You talk about this passing game. It's pretty good depth, honestly, and it looks good. But like you go through the guys, and it's like Ramondre Stevenson. New England fans were ready to run out of town, right? Stephon Diggs couldn't find a team after his ACL tear. We talked about all the issues with Buffalo this season and their pass catchers. They didn't want Matt Collins. They let him go. All these guys down the list were kind of nobodies who were able to come in and get enhanced and play better and developed with Drake May. And I think a lot of it has to do with his downfield passing ability, his accuracy, his ball placement. We're just second to none this season. So yes, I'm biased. I'm aware. I don't care. I thought he was the most impressive quarterback this season, and I think he made everybody else on his team that much better. So Drake May is my MVP, with Stafford finishing a very close second. Both of these guys are definitely justified and valid of the award. So I have no problem with either guy.
Yeah, I think it's the closest I've ever seen it, and I still stand by it. I think that there is no wrong pick, except for the one you picked, Kyle. I'm going with Matthew Stafford as my pick for MVP. I get it. The EPA and all that stuff is better for Drake May. It's not otherworldly better, but it is better. And you could sit here and say, well, Stafford has 2 elite receivers on top of it. I understand Matt Collins was kind of a cast off. I understand who expected Kayshon Boutte to have this season, all that stuff. I just, and the schedule stuff, it doesn't matter to me in terms just the fact that they played an easy schedule. That's irrelevant to me. But when I do watch the Patriots play, I feel like in both these instances, there is often receivers open. Like I think that both of these teams can get guys open. The Rams more just like a battering ram, no pun intended, being able to have their guys run routes. The Patriots, I think, more schematically get guys open. These are 2 fantastic players. But Kyle, I just thought, who do I think's been better this season? And I think Stafford's been better. And I don't know what else to say other than I think it can sometimes just be as simple as that.
Yeah. It's justified. And I think the Stafford people will argue the schedule. And I think the May people will argue the stats. And I think both of them have rightful arguments, because not only did Stafford, not only did May have the easiest schedule, Stafford played in the toughest division in football this season. Right. 3 teams made the playoffs from that division. So it's absolutely justified. I do think the interesting thing is like similar. You take some of their similar opponents. Like you look at what May was able to do against teams like the Falcons and stuff like that. And I thought he was really impressive in those games and more impressive than Stafford even. And anytime he went up against a good defense or even a decent defense, it just seemed like he went up another level at times too. So but I think both of them also just have a a lot going for them. And like you said, I think both sides have their very strong arguments. And like you said, it's probably as close as it's been since that Rodgers Brady season when honestly Brady should have won by a lot more and he didn't even win.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's probably the last time we really had this kind of debate.
Yeah, I agree. I think I think for Drake May, like he has played against good defenses and has succeeded. It's a bit fortunate though that they both played the NFC South, and like Stafford's two worst games were against the NFC South teams, the Falcons and the and the Panthers. That kind of helps like all the shared schedule stuff, just because like that's just how it worked out, right? Like it's not really because anything else. But yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know. It was so close. I just kind of said like, okay, like close your eyes. I've watched every snap both of these guys have taken this season. I'm just going to pick the guy who I think was better.
Yeah. I mean, it's razor thin margins. Like
Yeah.
I really don't think there's a wrong answer this season. If either of these guys win, I'm perfectly fine with it. I am going to be kind of annoyed that it ends up because obviously Stafford has already won first team All Pro.
Yeah.
Publicly in May's second team. If they do this thing again where they do the second team All Pro guy wins the MVP, I'm just gonna be like, what are we doing here? Why are we doing this participation award stuff? Like, just come on.
Yeah. No, it's ridiculous. I'll say this: you have a rightful gripe because if it was reversed and Stafford played an easy schedule but was first in like EPA per play, he's walking away with the award. Like the way that they usually vote for this stuff is they focus on like efficiency metrics as opposed to and like team success as opposed to like the reasons why I think Stafford should win it. Like this is the first time ever like pass blocking has come into consideration for MVP voting. Like this is like people want Stafford to win the award. I think I tend to always take that stuff into consideration. But yeah, it's similar to how like I remember in hockey they gave the Hart to Nathan McKinnon over Nikita Kucherov 2 years ago, and I was like, I don't think that's a horrible take, but it's not usually what the NHL does with this award. That's how I would feel if I'm a Patriots fan, where it's like, it's not a horrible take to say Stafford should win, but it is kind of frustrating that the NFL seems to be going against precedent by giving it to Stafford.
Yeah. I mean, it changes every year, right? And it changes to fit whatever the narrative is. And I mean, quite honestly, I do think the narrative this season or this postseason has been the Stafford is the grizzled vet having a career year sort of thing. And yeah, I think that's the narrative thing that frustrates me the most. Like you can critique May for different reasons, or you can, prop up Stafford for different reasons too. I think if it's just a narrative thing, well, Stafford's been here for years and he deserves this, then that's where I get lost.
Yeah. At the same time, like no one wants another like Eddie Redmayne winning the Oscar over Michael Keaton. Like sometimes you gotta just like just give it to the vet.
Yeah, I guess so.
Not really, but like I don't know. I gotta get it. Kyle, finally we will get into our Super Bowl MVP. We won't spend forever on this, but we can we'll do a top 10 list here. So top 10 players most likely to win Super Bowl MVP. Not quite doing the 25 that we've done in years past, but so usually the way we do this is one person gets to pick first, the other person gets to pick second and third, but then we flip off every other round. Do you want to do it that way again?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Who cares? You go first, if you want, or unless I'll let you pick. Do you want to go first? Or do you want to go second?
You can go first. Why not?
Okay, so, sure. Okay, I didn't realize there was strategy going on here. I guess it makes sense, right? Because like for the Seahawks, who are favored to win, it feels like it could be JSN or Darnold. So I think I'm going to go with May here as my first pick because I think if the Patriots win, I think he's probably going to get the award.
Unless he plays like he has throughout the postseason.
That's true, I suppose. But even then, like, I mean, if he plays like, I think if he has the Denver game, he's not winning it. I think if he has the other two games, he's probably still winning.
I would agree with that. Yes. Yeah, if it looks like the Houston game, which even with the fumbles, like the 3 touchdown passes will be enough, I
Yeah.
think. I agree with that. So yeah. I mean, yeah, you got to go quarterbacks first. I don't think that's necessarily wrong. I'll go ahead and take the Seattle guys then. I will take Sam Darnold and JSN.
Yeah.
Um, I think I would go Darnold one just because he's the favorite, he's the quarterback on the favorite team. But otherwise, it'd be May then JSN in my list. But otherwise, like there's not really a debate for those guys.
This is a horrible job. I mean, now I just realized it because now I'm stuck with, like, I mean, you got the favorites and you got both of them. I should have just taken one just to play some defense there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, you got to cover yourself in a little bit, but yeah. So, who are you going with number 4 then?
Yeah, number 4. Definitely we've hit a bit of a wall. After the top 3, but I do think I think there's real Kenneth Walker potential here. I think I'm going to
Mhm.
pick Kenneth Walker. I think the Seahawks like to run the ball a lot. Could see them keep like the Seahawks have won games where Darnold's thrown like 17 times. So I do think Kenneth Walker has a real chance here.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back to the divisional round, like if the game looks like that, he would win Super Bowl MVP because he was so impactful in that game. He had the 3 touchdowns. Um, those are the kind of numbers he would have to put up, I think, to beat out Darnold and JSN. But Kenneth Walker is absolutely capable of doing it. And they don't have his backup running back, Zach Charbonnet, anymore, taking goal line touches. And, there's no reason to lighten his workload. It's a Super Bowl. So you're going to run him into the
Hmm.
ground. And, we'll see if it gets down to the play at the goal line between the Patriots and Seahawks if they decide to run the ball. But, that's up for debate.
Yeah, well, that's what I've heard. Is this time they'll JSN will be having a dominant game, and then at the 1 yard line they'll decide to run it and then fumble it.
Yeah. And then nobody will win. Nobody wins.
Yeah, exactly. Number 5. Where are you going?
Uh, I think I have to take him next just because he's the next guy for the Patriots for me. I am gonna go with Ramondre Stevenson. I think the Patriots most likely win this game in more of a rock fight, 2017 style. And Ramondre Stevenson has been really good in the postseason. I could see a situation where he ends up with a couple touchdowns in this game. It is a really good run defense. It's going to be hard to do, but he's run the ball really effectively in the postseason when he's gotten his touches, and I could just see that kind of being the pathway to him.
Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, again, it is tough for a running back to win it, even though I just picked a running back. I think that like again, they usually find like what who was it? It was like Damian Williams, I think it was, with the Chiefs, who like probably should have won it. But like again, if they can talk the quarterback, usually if they can talk their way into a quarterback winning it, they usually do. And I think that's only my concern is if the Patriots running game is working, like they're probably gonna throw off it, right?
I would assume so. The tough
Mhm.
thing picking receivers is just that they spread the ball around so effectively.
Yeah.
Like picking one. Like I think there's one clear receiver you would probably pick, but also at the same time, like, I think that's more of a narrative thing for him than anybody else.
Yeah. Number 6, I went Rashid Shaheed. How about that? I think
Mhm.
that with both his ability to make big plays in the passing game, which I think they might need if the Patriots do try to play man coverage, send him downfield and see what can happen, and also just his kickoff stuff. I mean, again, get a long passing touchdown, maybe get a long kick return or punt return as well. That could be, if it's a low scoring game, that could be enough.
Yeah, he was on my list. He was number 9 for me, but yeah, I think the special teams touchdown thing could obviously play a huge factor, and he has been really good at that. I think him, not on my list, but also could do that is Marcus Jones. I think Marcus Jones could be really impactful on either defense or special teams making a big
Yeah.
time play.
Maybe even throw in another offensive play with him.
That'd be a little bold for this stage, but I guess it's not out of the question.
Hey, Josh McDaniels, this is when he does his trick plays. He's been doing trick plays nonstop, and they've barely worked this season, this
Yeah.
postseason.
Yeah, I know. That flea flicker looks scary, and then I mean
Mm.
that was May's best throw of the postseason was that flea
Yeah.
flicker, and it was like this play was not drawn up very well, and it still like it hit because it was this one time he made a fantastic throw. It
Mhm.
was so funny.
Yeah, and they did the old like May thinks pretends it's a snap over his head, and then it was actually a bad snap, and Ramondre Stevenson had to like whoa, like that was that was good, and then there was the pass to Drake May. Yeah, that was something. But okay, number 7, where are you going?
Like I said, I think there is a narrative guy for the Patriots. His first Super Bowl, obviously he had the famous picture of watching the AFC Championship celebration all those years ago. He has come close on several occasions in conference championship games. It's Stephon Diggs' first Super Bowl, And I could see him having a couple touchdowns and then all of a sudden getting the narrative award as the grizzled vet who came into the situation and deserves his flowers for it. So Stephon Diggs is next on my list.
I understand it, and I get the logic, and I was thinking about it as well. I think the one thing that would concern me, don't know if he's a fan favorite for the voters, Kyle.
That's fair. Yeah, I thought about it too,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best time for him, that's for sure.
Yeah, maybe not. But I mean, again, voters are also willing to look past some of that stuff too. If he, if he catches 8 passes for 100 yards, maybe it's different.
That would be great. I would be very happy with that.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see, and that does feel like that is possible. Number 8. Interesting how you're picking all Patriots guys and I'm picking all Seahawks guys. But I went with Demarcus Lawrence for the Seahawks edge rusher. Again, if it's a low scoring game, which probably will have to be for a non quarterback and non JSN to win the award. If Will Campbell has another one of those rough games, could he have success? Get a fumble or two? That could be what I think this one definitely has potential, and I also think you have to be someone people know before the game to win the award. He is someone people know, and hey, I mean, a way to stick it to Jerry Jones, voters will like that.
Yeah, I mean that is absolutely the narrative one too. I mean, there's a couple guys I think on the Seahawks defense you could bring up, but he would absolutely be a good one if he was able to make a few impact plays. But yeah, I mean, absolutely no problem there. And defensive ends this postseason have had a lot of success against the Patriots offensive tackles, so there could absolutely be a chance that he has opportunities to make impact plays.
In fairness, he's somehow the 4th best, number 1 edge rusher that the Patriots are going up against this postseason, just with what they've had to do so far with Will Anderson, Khalil Mack, and Nick Bonito.
I mean, it might be 5th with the way Odafe Owe played.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So I mean, it's it's been a grind, that's for sure. They've dealt with a lot, and this is going to be the best weather the Patriots playing in this postseason too. That'll be nice. So hopefully that
it's going to still be kind of cold a little bit, right? Like not cold, I guess cold for Florida cold.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like high 60s is what I saw, but I mean that was like early forecast for the week, so it's not we don't have the Super Bowl forecast yet,
gotcha.
Or at least in like the 10-day window. So. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, it would be nice to have some nicer weather.
According to 10-day forecast, looking at it's a high of 69, low of 48. So, but I guess now I'm thinking about it's in the West Coast too, so it'll be fine. It'll be 60s. It'll basically a regular game.
Yeah. I mean that'll be pretty normal.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I'd probably still have to wear a hoodie or something.
If I can go to the Super Bowl, I would. I'd wear a hoodie to go to the Super Bowl. That's fine.
Okay. Good to know. Okay. I'm trying to find my notes. Okay. Number 9. Where are you going?
Yeah, I am picking all Patriots all of a sudden, but I got the 2 most important Seahawks. That's all that matters. Again, a rock fight, low scoring game. The Patriots have won a lot of those this postseason. Like you said, it's going to go to names that people know. So Craig Woodson is not winning Super Bowl MVP, even if he has another fantastic postseason game. Christian Gonzalez is capable of winning a Super Bowl MVP if this is a rock fight and the Patriots defense dominates again. So Christian Gonzalez is the next guy on my list. He has the toughest matchup in this game. He's going to have the game of his life as it is for the Patriots to win because he's got to go man-to-man against Jackson Smith and Jigba a lot of this time. So if he's able to do that, have success, there's going to be a narrative brewing that he should win Super Bowl MVP, and I can see the pathway to him doing it. But that would be his pathway, and it's a difficult one, but he is very good at his best, so maybe he's able to do it this game.
That's a good point, actually. Because I'm thinking, well, he's not going to win because JSN's going to get yards. But what if JSN has 40 yards and then you get Chris Collinsworth going? I tell you, I can't do Chris Collinsworth, but him being able to gushing over what Gonzalez is doing, and then if Gonzalez gets a pick and JSN has a low yardage total, that I could see that happening.
Mike, that Christian Gonzalez, he's just everywhere on the field, man. He's just following Jackson Smith and Jigba all over the place, no matter where it is, and he's making these impact plays.
Yeah, it's a little Cookie Monster. Your Collinsworth. Yeah, I like it though.
I got to work on it. I can't say I do a lot of Chris Collinsworth impersonations around the house.
No, mostly you just fantasize about him around the house.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Right.
This Patrick Mahomes guy.
Oh, just like Patrick Mahomes. Number 10. Speaking of names people know, Milton Williams, he's going to get attention. Former
Mhm.
champ from just last year. I could see him getting some pressure. I do think the Seahawks interior offensive line is a weak spot. Could he get some sacks? Could he knock the ball out of Sam Darnold's hand? It's possible. So that's my. I had to get another Patriot on here. I feel like so. My first, my last pick are Patriots. Milton Williams, keep your eye out for him.
Yeah, absolutely deserves consideration. And yeah, like it'd be another narrative brewing thing if they're able to slow down the Seahawks run game. My dog's freaking out now.
I always find it fun when guys win back-to-back championships with different teams.
Yeah, was Chris Long and LeGarrette Blount the last two guys to do that? They did it the same year.
What year was that?
That was when the Eagles beat the Patriots.
Okay, gotcha.
Because the year before they beat the Rams, obviously.
Right,
With the
because then there
Patriots.
was, I know Brandon Browner did it a few years before with the Seahawks and then against the Seahawks. Yeah, probably. I can't think of another one.
Yeah, I can't either, but it's a fun list.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to think. I don't think did no. I know a few Bucks in 2020 went on to win it with the Chiefs, but I don't think that wasn't the year after. So yeah, I don't know. But it's interesting how that could go. But Kyle, that is our show. We have the awards. We've finished through this. Next week we will do our Super Bowl preview. A few days after that, we'll do our Super Bowl recap, and then we're done with the podcast.
Yeah, just 2 shows left. Been a fun ride, absolutely, and yeah, I mean, got our 2 shows left. Hopefully, the Patriots end it on a high note, and then we can talk about that for all eternity.
Well, yeah, we will see. End it there. Kyle, next week, our full Super Bowl preview, a full show, just previewing the game. We'll get really into the weeds with everything. One of the better shows we do every year. So in that show, I will, at the end of it, give my pick for who I think will win the Super Bowl, and that will be what determines the final season of the On the Sideline podcast, who wins and who loses. So a lot on the line.
A lot on the line. You have, what is it, 2 championships to 1 or 3 championships to 1?
I think it's we've been doing this for, I think it's 4-1.
Oh, is it really? Wow.
Yeah, we started in the 2020 season. So,
well, at least I got 1.
Yeah, I that's true. Yes. No, I believe, right. That's right. Because 2020, yeah, 4-1.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. I'll give you that.
You have to. You can't. Don't give it to me. I want it.
I'll give it to you. It's fine.
like saying I'll give Bill Belichick 6 Super Bowls. Apparently, not everyone does it, but you should.
Yeah. No, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. Yeah, Patriots are still frauds this year too.
I feel like this just adds someone in the Patriots locker room is like, oh, they never give us respect.
Yeah, that's probably it. I mean, they don't. It's Boston versus the world. That's what they say.
I sort of forgot. I didn't think about it. Josh McDaniels is coaching another Super Bowl. He could win his 7th Super Bowl as a coach. Because he was with them for all 6 wins, even if he wasn't the play caller for all 6.
Was he on the first 3?
Yeah, I was looking up. He was like an assistant. He was like, I think it was he was low up, but he was on the coaching staff.
Yeah, he was early on staff then. Yeah, yeah, because that was obviously Charlie Weiss and Romeo Crennel. So yeah, I mean, that'd be pretty impressive for sure.
Yeah. I imagine that he's the only one who would. I guess Belichick has 8, but I think he would be up there
for sure. Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anybody else beyond those 2.
Mm-hmm.
Vrabel's obviously playing for coaching for his 4th. So
I'd assume 4th, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know who would be on all the other teams besides that.
We'll see if Gronk gets on the coaching staff somewhere.
Going for his 4th.
Yeah. Let's see if he already has 4, right? Because he won.
He won with Tampa Bay. That's true. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it'd be his 5th.
Yeah. All right. Well, come for the awards. Stay for Kyle and I trying to remember who has how many Super Bowl championships.
Yeah. Do you think he'd go to Brady and be like, I have as many as you now? Where both of our careers are equally impressive?
If he won 3 as a coach?
Yeah. No, wait, McDaniel, sorry.
McDaniel. Oh, yeah. I don't think he would ever say it, but I think he would believe it.
He'd just parlay it into another head coaching interview. That's all.
Oh, yeah. The Browns in 3 years are going to sign up for that.
Hey, that's still the best story of the offseason. I know we didn't do coach stuff, but just like role playing it, like Andrew Barry, like, hey, so We want you to be a coach, and I know you have a bunch of references around the league and people we can contact, and I know your resume is impressive, but we want you to take this personality test and this leadership aptitude test to see if you're capable of handling our job. And we just want mentally prepared people. And by the way, we have a quarterback with an $80 million cap hit next season who might be the 30th best quarterback. And you could choose whether or not you want to play him. And by the way, I made the decision to trade 3 first-round picks for that guy and pay him all that money, and I still have my job. But anyway, just let me know if you want it.
Right. Yeah, that's something. And also, here's a quarterback who isn't good, and all the fans will blame you if he's not good next year.
Yeah. And then not to mention, did you hear this whole thing about like apparently like Jim Schwartz was like told he had the job?
Yeah, it's like
And
somehow
now
you burned that bridge on top of all this.
what a bunch of idiots.
Like you had one like smart guy that you kept on your staff, and then you burned that bridge.
Yeah, now he wants out. What a disaster. What a disaster.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Thank goodness for the Browns, unless you're a Browns fan.
No, thank goodness for the Browns anyway. Keep us entertained.
I agree. Yeah, that's our show. You can follow me on Twitter if you want, at Jackson Kruger. Also, if you want to listen to the podcast, only a couple more left. But if you like listening to them, you can search On the Sideline Podcast. It is available there. Yeah, that's it. Ready to get out of here?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Again, thank you to everybody. We'll be live a week from today, Wednesday Eastern. We will preview the Super Bowl. Yeah. What is this? The statement from Pro Football Hall of Fame doesn't name Bill Belichick, but says a voter violated the selection process bylaws. Action will be taken, including removing the voter from the committee. Wow.
All right. I don't know what that means. So what?
Yeah,
Because they leaked the info? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it might just be like I don't know what's going on. It might just be the people that said, like, I didn't vote. I for the record, I voted for him.
Yeah. I don't know. What a weird story.
Yeah, weird stuff going on in the NFL. Somehow Shadur Sanders being a Pro Bowler is the second weirdest thing to happen this week.
I mean, we knew that game was a farce anyways, so whatever.
Just don't. You don't count as a Pro Bowler if you're an alternate. Like, just you're a Pro Bowler, or like you get to play in the game.
Yeah. I don't think you're wrong.
Kyle, thanks for hanging out here. Everyone, thanks for watching or listening. We'll be back a week from today, 6 p.m. Eastern. Until then, have a good one.
Peace.